Welcome back to the channel. There's a game that just launched and openly claims no gacha, no S-tier pet, no red sigil, no statue. You only need the monthly pass to play and compete. Sounds great, but I spent some time playing, carefully checking every aspect of the game, and today I want to tell you honestly what is real and what still needs more questioning. This is Ragnarok Origin Classic, and this is my review. Ragnarok Origin Classic is an mmorpg on both mobile and PC, published by Gravity. The first notable point is that the game runs a unified server across all Asia. Korea, Taiwan, Hong Kong, Macau, and Southeast Asia all play in one pool. That means you won't be separated by region, guild wars will be larger, and competition will be more intense in the true sense. The question I asked myself when first approaching the game was, why did Gravity make another version of Ragnarok Origin while the original is still running? After playing and analyzing, I think the answer is quite clear. They need a version of Ragnarok that is casual-friendly enough to retain regular players, but also credible enough to serve as a foundation for a competitive scene. The proof is the Tire Cup, a tournament with a total prize pool of $1 million, with the champion alone receiving $500,000. The core positioning of the game can be summed up in one sentence: grow with the monthly pass only. This is the biggest promise and also what I will examine most carefully in this video. The biggest difference I feel compared to Rare to regular ROOC is that ROOC has cut about half of the progression systems. When you enter the game, you won't see a bunch of overlapping side systems anymore. The loop is simplified to the basics: farm dungeon, get drops, build your character. Dungeon is no longer side content, but the core of the entire progression. And from my experience, most of the resources you need can be dropped from dungeons. No need to buy from the shop. One thing that surprised me is that the pacing is much faster than expected. When you hear classic, people usually think of slow grinding, but in reality, it's not. On day one, the game already pushes you straight to level 66, which is also the day one server level cap. It feels more like a high-rate private server than a traditional classic style. If you expect a slow, nostalgic grind like old ROPC, be prepared. The thing I like most in the gameplay loop is the offline auto mode. You don't need to stare at the screen all night. Mandatory late-night events have been removed, and repetitive daily tasks are significantly reduced. I feel like the game is trying to tell you it doesn't want to become your second job, and I appreciate that. However, there is one thing I want to say clearly: daily EXP cap still exists. Even if you still have combat time, you are limited in how much EXP you can gain per day. That means the game is choosing a model of less tasks but tighter progression control. It's not entirely bad, but if you like grinding nonstop, it might feel frustrating. ROOC launches with 14 Transcendent second jobs and 27 unique builds, including Dorum Summoner. And the good point is that all 14 jobs are available from day one, not split into phases like many games do to extend lifespan. In terms of balance, what I find interesting is that every job can solo PvE. Even Blacksmith, even Biochemist, classes that were traditionally seen as support or utility, can now perform well in combat. Cast time is reduced and mobility is more standardized across classes. I think these are small adjustments, but have a big impact on gameplay feeling, especially for players who like experimenting with builds. There is one two-sided point I want to mention. In the early game, gear and builds are quite simple, not much depth to explore yet. New players will feel comfortable because they are not overwhelmed. But veteran RO players who are used to deep build freedom from the start will need some patience before the game opens enough layers for real experimentation. This is the part I want you to focus on the most. ROOC claims to remove all paid content that affects numerical growth. No gacha draws, no S-tier pets, no red sigils, no colorful statues. Costume stats are balanced, meaning whether you wear good-looking or bad-looking costumes, the stats are the same, bringing costumes back to being truly cosmetic. And the monthly pass is the only monetization access. Gravity even says players can use in-game currency to buy the monthly pass from others on the market, meaning in theory, free-to-play players can still access the pass without spending real money. It sounds great, and I see that most of it is true. Compared to old ROOC has removed many systems that previously created massive stat gaps, But the better question is not, does the game sell a pass, but can that pass be converted into progression speed? And after looking closely, the answer is yes, but more limited. Pass buyers can convert into gold coin on the market, and gold is tied to many in-game needs. That means the gap between spenders and free-to-play still exists. It's just no longer the whale buys one pack and dominates the entire server like before. The simplest way I can summarize, ROOC is not a game without pay-to-win. It is trying to transform pay-to-win from absolute dominance into accelerated but limited. That is real progress, but you should understand that fair here means fairer, not fully fair. And the most important thing I want to emphasize, fairness in an MMO does not show at launch. It shows after 1 to 3 months, because the real danger is not the pay gap appearing in the first week, but the velocity gap, where paying players accumulate currency more consistently, and after a few months, that gap will become very clear. I will continue to follow and update you. One of the things I think ROOC does best is its PvP direction. From my experience, stat differences still lead to damage differences, but they are much softer compared to the old ROE. Whales are still stronger than regular players, I'm not denying that, but if your team coordinates well and builds properly, you can still kill a whale. That's a very significant difference. In the old version, sometimes you look at your damage numbers and don't know whether to laugh or cry. In ROOC, combat lasts longer, there is more room for counterplay, and victory can truly come from strategy and teamwork, not just from who spends more. I think it's exactly because Gravity wants to build a competitive scene through the tier cup that they are forced to make PvP less about pure stat check. You can't sell esports if viewers know the result depends on whose bank account is bigger. Overall, this game has made notable improvements to optimize the player experience, especially in its system design. The biggest highlight is the progression system, which has been streamlined much more cleanly. Instead of overwhelming new players with countless complicated side systems like the old version, the game now focuses on core values, making it easier and more intuitive to approach. This change also comes with better respect for players' time. With the addition of offline auto mode and the reduction of daily chores and fixed time mandatory events, the grinding pressure is significantly reduced. From a technical perspective, having 14 transcendent jobs available from day one is a clear and intentional balance decision. Every class has strong solo PvE capability. Notably, the competitive environment is also healthier as the stat check nature in PvP has been toned down. Whales are no longer in an untouchable position, making room for individual skill and team coordination to matter more. At the same time, the Unified Asia server promises a large player base, making GVG and Guild Wars more lively and intense than ever. However, the game still has some inherent limitations. Pay-to-win, P2W elements, although reduced, still exist through the monthly pass, where players can convert value into gold resources to accelerate progression. The daily EXP cap is also a frustrating drawback, because even if you still have combat time, your EXP gain is still limited each day. In terms of content and depth, veteran players may feel slightly disappointed as the story and lore have almost no new breakthroughs. In the early stages, build depth is still quite simple, requiring players who enjoy high customization to be patient and wait for later stages of the game. After everything I've said, my perspective is, ROOC is worth trying, but understand what you're getting into. If you are a veteran player, tired of the MMO feels like a second job model, enjoy the feeling of Frontera, want PvP where skill matters more than stat check, and don't expect a completely free experience, then ROOC is a very worthwhile choice to spend time on. Downloading and trying it costs nothing. If you are extremely sensitive to any P2W elements or expect a slow, nostalgic classic grind like the old days, then I'll be honest, ROOC will surprise you, and not in the way you expect. As for whether the game is truly fair or not, I think the most honest answer is, we don't know yet. The real fairness of an MMO only reveals itself after 1 to 3 months, when the velocity gap starts to show. I will continue to follow and make update videos so you can have a clearer picture.